Welcome to Advanced Chat. This lesson is part of Module 05, Chat Model Fine-Tuning. Let's get started. Let's now look at Lesson 5.5, Advanced Chat Techniques. Here we can see the few shot examples. Let's now look at Overview. Here we can see the chain of thought. Take your chat models to the next level. Learn cutting-edge techniques. Function calling, tool use, structured output generation, retrieval augmented generation integration, and agent-style behavior. These advanced capabilities make your chat models truly powerful. Duration, 90 minutes. Difficulty, advanced. Let's now look at learning objectives. Here we can see the tool calling flow. By the end of this lesson, you will implement function calling, tool use, generate structured outputs reliably, integrate retrieval augmented generation, create agent-style behavior, handle complex multi-step tasks, evaluate advanced capabilities. Let's now look at Technique 1, function calling, tool use. Here we can see the advanced patterns. Let's now look at what is function calling. Here we can see the system prompt engineering. Function calling. Model decides when and how to use external tools. Example flow. Here is the bash code for this section, starting with user. What's the weather in Paris? Let's now look at why function calling. Here we can see the function calling schema. LLMs can't access real-time data, weather, stock prices, perform calculations accurately, make AP, I-calls directly, query databases. Function calling solves this. Model generates function calls, system executes them. Let's now look at designing function call training data. Here we can see the structured output patterns. Let's now look at Step 1, define available functions. Available tools. Let's now look at Step 2, create training examples. Format, user query, model decides, function call, model uses result. Here's the JSON code for this section, starting with key pattern. 1. User query. 2. Model outputs function call in special format. 3. System returns result. 4. Model uses result to answer. Let's now look at Step 3, multi-step function calling. Here's the JSON code for this section, starting with so. This teaches multi-step reasoning plus sequential function calls. Let's now look at implementation, function calling chat system. Define available functions. In reality, call weather API function registry extract. Function, name, param value. Pass parameters, simple version. Execute function. Let's now look at Technique 2, structured output generation. Let's now look at why structured output. Here's the bash code for this section. Starting with, oh sure, here's the JSON you requested. Here's the JSON code for this section, starting with name, John, age, 30. Let's now look at training for structured output. Here's the JSON code for this section, starting with duh. Key, system prompt emphasizes only JSON, plus training data has no extra text. Let's now look at enforcing structure with generation constraints. Generate extract response. Extract JSON between first and last. Validate against schema if provided. Check all required fields present. Retry with stronger prompt. Let's now look at Technique 3, RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Let's now look at what is RAG. Problem: models don't know about your private data or recent events. Solution: retrieve relevant info, include in prompt. Here's the bash code for this section, starting with user question. Let's now look at training for RAG. Here's the JSON code for this section, starting with so. Here's the JSON code for this section, starting with this teaches only use context, cite sources, admit when info is missing. Let's now look at implementing RAG. Simple RAG system, load embedding model, create embeddings, cosine similarity, initialize RAG, add knowledge base. Let's now look at technique 4, agent style behavior. Let's now look at what is agent behavior. Agent model that. 1. Plans, breaks task into steps. 2. Acts, executes steps with tools. 3. Observes, checks results. 4. Adapts, adjusts, plan based on results. Let's now look at training for agent behavior. Here's the JSON code for this section, starting with this teaches explicit planning, step-by-step execution, result synthesis. Let's now look at complete advanced chat training script. TypeChase, advanced chat training data generator. Shadow function calling examples, 50. Add result and final response RAG examples, 50. Let's now look at advanced capabilities checklist. Here's the bash code for this section, starting with advanced chat capabilities. Let's now look at key takeaways. 1. Function calling. Function's model generates tool calls, system executes. 2. Structured output. Function train with only structured examples. 3. Retrieval augmented generation. Teach model to respect context boundaries. 4. Agent behavior. Explicit planning plus step-by-step execution. 5. All techniques can be combined in one model. 6. Training data quality is critical for advanced capabilities. Let's now look at what's next. Advanced techniques mastered. Now optimize for production. Continue to Lesson 5.6, Optimization and Deployment. Let's now look at additional resources. Function calling guide, retrieval augmented generation for LLMs, React, reasoning and acting, LangChain, agent documentation. Your chat model is now a powerful agent. Final lesson, deployment. That wraps up advanced chat. Well done on completing this lesson. See you in the next one.